Welcome, I am Nid, a soul guide who supports people through expressing and living more from that place of the soul and releasing those things that can hold us back, whether it's through fears, beliefs, stories of our lives, or whatever it is. It's just making life gentler, easier, kinder, and allowing some more love in. In this video, we are going to be welcoming in the new Chinese year. And with this, the energy of this year, of the wood dragon. And I am not a specialist in Chinese astrology, but I am someone who has worked with dragon energy for many years. As some of you may know, my Dragon's Yoga Nidra for healing inner child work, which is deeply woven with the wood dragon energy. Because the wood dragon is one of nurturing, one that brings forth that perseverance to move yourself towards a deep soulful goal. The dragon has a focused fire that is to burn away what is not for the soul's desires and needs, and to keep focused on what it is that your soul is calling through in your life. And when we get a misalignment by pursuing a fear, it can make that really challenging, a really painful experience. And when we live in a world of believing all these constructs around lack and fear and control, it can be easy to get lost and find yourself maybe doing a job that pays the bills, fulfills like roles that you have to play in life, and it can suck the purpose out of your life, take away the meaning, and leave you feeling really exhausted, drained, and maybe even that horrible word of overwhelm, because it's like there's all this stuff that sits and attaches to you because you're doing all these things that aren't fulfilling you. And that's really tiring and exhausting. And this wood dragon energy is here this year to help us with our self-growth, as well as our community and collective growth, so that we can be all collectively more in that alignment towards something higher, to burn away and release these old constructs that are no longer supporting us, and to step out into that focused energy through nurturing. And nurturing is a key part of this. The wood element is strong. If we think about a plant in Chinese elements and looking at what the energy of wood is, it's connected to spring. So spring is a new plant sprouting up into life. It has lots of enthusiasm, it's new beginnings, it's coming up, moving into the light. So this is the energy we are in. We are in this new beginnings of growth into our new world, into our new collective world. And there still has to be some falling away of the old as that happens. And so it can appear as though things are not going to be so great. Things can still be apparently challenging. And as things begin, new shoots begin to come up, there's still the old, and we have to watch that destructure, dematerialize, and with that there's often very conflicting views and beliefs, and so it can appear as though there is more diverse, polarized, oppositional beliefs than really maybe there actually are deep in our hearts and our souls. And so many of us may identify roles that we play through our work, through our contribution to the community and to the collective, however it is in which you identify with that part of yourself. But if you're finding that you're in that place where what you're doing isn't feeling purposeful, isn't feeling connected, motivating you to be a bigger part of this shift, then this is a time to start to look at the energy that you bring in your self-expression and your creativity. Because in our workplace, often are lessons of self-worth, esteem, confidence, assertiveness, feeling seen and feeling heard, acknowledged, receiving recognition for the good that we're doing. And so we can start to seek all of these things, and they're actually aspects of the inner child wound often that needs healing. And I really would invite you to take the Dragon's Yoga Nidra journey as much as you can throughout this year to support shifting and releasing. I know that when I was a lawyer, I used to think an awful lot about scenarios at work. You know, in anticipation of going into a meeting, you know, what if so-and-so said this, and then how would I counter it with that? And so there'd be a lot of thought, a lot of energy would go into preparing. And then maybe afterwards, a lot of energy into how could I have done that better? Did they mean that? What did they mean? How could that be like that? What would be the next step? What's the risk that comes from that? Now, that is a part of my role as a lawyer to do that analysis and to move through those scenarios so that I can make sure that in my responsibility of my job, I have thought through and put that into the deal that we are working with. And it's a very real part of the job. But also with acknowledging that past of myself as a lawyer is also our place of seeing justice, seeing fairness being played out. And we often seek that. I've given something, I want something back. And that can be that transactional energy that I've talked about in previous videos. So sometimes at work, we get stuck looking for a direct transaction. And that's where we start to lose our energy. We start to get really drained and feel the lack of purpose because we're looking for a straight transaction to heal inner child wounds around self-worth as a big umbrella term of all the things that we may be looking to heal as an inner child. And so there can be feelings of unfairness, feelings of injustice, feelings of just pure dissatisfaction. And I really want to invite you this year that if you're still in that job and you're not quite sure, or you've been in your own business and you're not quite sure where it's going, I'm hearing from both sides, people who ventured and got excited to start their own thing and now they're feeling the call back to employment, to being in something regular, and people who are really tired and moving out of that. Or maybe it's people who are in a transitional phase and they're not sure what's coming forwards or backwards from which direction. Do the work to heal, be aware of your inner child, and don't seek the healing or the outcomes necessarily within direct experiences and situations at work. Release this transaction of I do it at work, so therefore I must see a result at work. Do the inner work of showing up to whatever your current situation is with a new sense of creativity. Now, this new sense of creativity is to do with creating present moment relationships, present moment process or steps in completing your tasks in your job. Acknowledge what it is in these present moment steps of creating a new experience for yourself. So maybe you've shown up at work every day for a decade and it's always like this and this person is always like that and they come in at this time with this problem. And we go into the I know, I expect, I anticipate. So the question, the offering of the word dragon is, how can I nurture and create this experience anew? How can I burn down my perceptions of what I'm turning up to work to experience and walk in as though there are new shoots, that every moment, maybe it's happened again and again, but could I experience this moment with this person I see every day and they say the same words as though they are the freshest and most new words I've never heard before? Like I was an alien landing in front of this person with this pure innocence of never knowing what these meanings have meant before. And this is an invitation of creation to really set aside all those prior expectations and experiences and to nurture a new perspective, a new experience, a new moment, and a new relationship with someone. And when we can do this and we can show up with this completely different level of energy, people respond to us differently. They see the shift in you and they see that something intriguing has happened. And then they start to wonder about the possibilities for them. And work is a miraculous place for you to make these shifts, because we spend so many of our waking hours at work. We spend so many waking hours engaging with other people in relationship, and yet they're not necessarily as wounded and triggering as some of our family and older relationships are. So we can do a huge amount of self-growth at the work, at the job. And this is a wonderful place to start to create the desire of what you want your work experience to be like every day, regardless of what the work is, the people, the where, and all of those details. But sometimes that takes a little much for our brain to completely release straight away. The dragon is a steady energy. This is the daily practice, the daily showing up. Daily showing up fresh, creating anew with each moment. And there will no doubt be a lot of forgiving yourself in the process as you forget, as you allow those old habits to sink back in. I've been seeing a lot of clients, both my clients who do business work with me as well as embodiment clients, moving through legal cases in recent times and supporting the energy of that, both for them as individuals as well as for what is divinely just and fair outcome. There is so much healing in our perception of what is just and fair that is happening at this time. And in the workplace, it's a really energized place and space for you to put into place this practice regularly. Of holding an energy of a new possibility, of dreaming in a new way in which our businesses support our world economically, environmentally, community, diversity, respecting people's rights, all the things we're seeing wrong. Whereas when we come together and work, that we are in collective co-creation, and this is a space to really invite this consciousness. And especially when you're in a dispute, when you're in the energy of war, how it is that you can be a vibration of neutrality and higher light and love, even while someone is digging and picking and poking at you. To maintain this frequency of love and light is to be assertive, is to be honorable with your angers and your frustrations, and to do the embodiment work, to let your body release those feelings, to forgive and to accept the situation and its unfolding with full respect. This energy is so here and present, and the workplace is a beautiful opportunity for you. So take this freshness, this wood dragon, into your workplace and ask that wood dragon to support you throughout the year. Call on the wood dragons. They are here in abundance to hold us and support us into this higher dimension. And if you'd love to learn more about either the business work, the embodiment work, the energetic work that I do, then please connect with me via my new app. You can download it in the app stores. There is a link below. Much love.